Hello friends, welcome to Traders Compass Technical Analysis Learning Program. We're in the second series. In the last session, we discussed about RSI and RSI divergence. So I hope everybody is comfortable with RSI and a few of you have posted your charts. I'm really happy for that. It really matters how you are doing your practice. Session is okay, but again along with the learning you need to do your own practice also. That makes a lot of difference in trading. Okay, if you don't do practice then it is of no use. Fine. So today we discuss about yes let me tell you, let me thank you first. Thank you one and all for watching my videos and by using this learning something new, and thanks for being in my Telegram channel also. And yes, of course, we crossed the number 225 in Telegram channel and 100 plus subscribers in our YouTube channel. As I promised, I'm going to reveal that special intraday strategy, Nifty strategy, whereby using some 15,000 rupees you can earn every day 1000 or 1500 with 1:2 risk reward. Okay, so tomorrow as a special day, on Ramzan occasion, I release the video tomorrow about intraday strategy. And before that session, we have some small topic of supply demand zones, trading, entry, exit, SL. This concept is pending. What is supply demand zone, how to identify them, and how to take an entry, exit, SL, stop loss. This is pending. So today we cover the remaining topics so that everything is covered. See, support resistance levels we covered, moving averages we are done, pivot points we are done, Fibonacci we are done, RSI we are done, risk reward and its importance. That's a beautiful session. If anybody missed it, please go through the session, because the people who wants to trade based on this strategy, certainly you should know about risk reward and risk management, money management. Okay, and you should able to draw support resistance levels. Along with that, in support resistance levels we discussed about channels, trend lines, how to draw trend lines and all. So practice that, watch the video one more time. And now we are going to deal with supply demand zone, then how to take the entry, where we can exit if we are booking profits or making profit, where we can exit, which is called target. Or if you are booking loss, or if you are in loss making trade, then how to place a stop loss. This we are going to discuss. Okay, now coming to the point, which one we shall do? Okay, let's finish the supply demand zones and then we come back to entry exit SL, because this takes a lot of time, some time to explain all this. So let's go with the supply demand zone. What is supply demand zone? See, when a stock is trading in between two ranges, we called it as support resistances. Support resistances. So that means whenever the stock is coming down, it's trying to go up, and whenever it is going up, it is pushed back to down levels. This is what it happened. Okay, now if I increase the chart, or if I zoom in the chart, let's suppose this is the stock. Now if you look at this kind of chart, this zone is nothing but support resistance. Sorry, this support, and for the same one this is the resistance. Yes or no? So if I look at like this, whenever the stock is coming up, it is going to hit down bottom levels and again trying to come up, touching higher levels, higher side, coming down, going up, coming down. So it's something like it's in a range bound. And if you look at it in a broader manner, big picture, there it is, some crazy thing is happening in this zone. Nothing but the accumulation is happening. So slowly they are buying it. How do you identify that? By looking at the volumes. If you observe the volumes, they might be slowly increasing, but the stock is not flying, especially in the delivery mode. That means these big guys are accumulating the stocks. The support resistance levels will help you for the intraday traders. Okay, this helps for intraday traders. Intraday traders. It doesn't mean that you cannot, positional trader cannot use this. No, positional trader also can use that. But supply demand zone, they helps positional traders very beautifully, especially for swing traders. Intraday trader, you may not take a full advantage of supply demand zones, but for the positional traders, especially for the swing traders, this is a beautiful concept. So the accumulation is going on. You need to observe the volumes and check the delivery percentage. If continuously they are delivering, they are taking delivery, and the stock is in the small zone, then sooner or later, once this breaks the higher side, it starts flying. Up to what level it can go? Again to the supply demand level. The same way how we discussed about support resistances, because support and resistance both are the same line, which acts as support when the stock is high and acts as resistance on the top side, right? In the same way supply demand zones work. If the stock is here, it will try to act as a demand zone so that it can push it up. So the demand increased, it pushed it up. Now this will act as support zone. Once the stock breaks a support zone and starts going high, then it will act as again demand zone. It will not allow to come down. Unfortunately, here it's broken. So anything can happen. As I told you, stock market is a probability game, but the highest probability to go up is, the probability of going up is high. Okay. Now let's come back to our support demand zones, supply demand zones. So this zone is known as supply demand zone, and the same way this zone is known as supply demand zone. If you want to see this in the chart on 55 minutes, this I could able to see in Jubilant Food. These are see here, it's in a range again. Look at this. Okay, anyway, let's go back to the day chart. As positional trader, so positional trader use day charts or weekly charts. Now if you see this, perfect. Now as per as, yes, there is a resistance or support level. This is the support and resistance, but look at this zone. Slowly they are accumulating the stock continuously. From when? From November to almost November to till December, they accumulated this stock continue. They did not allow the stock to go up. In a small range of say 50-60 points, they started buying the stock continuously. If you look at weekly chart, it looks more beautiful. See, kind of accumulation. This is called supply demand zone. Once it breaks higher side, it blasts. In 1 month, in the month of January 2020, look at the blast. Complete 4 weeks upside move. In just 1 month, from 1700 to 1900, 200 points, almost 1700, 10, 15% rally in 1 month. Okay, in the same way, whenever it breaks this supply demand zone, that means it now, till now it is acting as a demand zone, buying is happening. Once it breaks on the downside, this zone will act as supply zone. See, the supply has given, and look at the fall, it went down to the next supply demand zone. Can you see that? Hope it is it's making sense. See, this is the supply demand zone. So what, sir, how to trade with this? When the stock is in supply demand zone, you are not supposed to trade. You keep quiet. If it breaks on higher side, go. Positional traders, go. Let's suppose if buy at 1636, your SL will become 1548, 100 points SL. So we should aim for 200 points as we go with a 1:2 risk reward. Now slowly it started 1636. Where is that? 1736 and then 1836. Yes, we achieved here 1836. So we got our 1:2 risk reward. Simple. And when it is coming down, sir, it went into again supply demand zone. Shall I go? Wait, what it is trying to do? Check it up. Yes, it came into the supply demand zone, supply demand zone, and it started breaking. Now this zone will act as supply zone. So there will be supply because these all people bought it. It's simple. Yeah, try to understand in this way. Let's suppose if you bought at 100 rupees or 1500 rupees, how much time you can wait? It went up to 1800, so you feel that okay, it may go up, it may go to the higher level. We wait. Now slowly it started coming down. You may feel that okay, there may be pullback. After that it will go up again. There may a small pull down and it came to your entry price. Now you think that suddenly markets had changed, something is happening. Let's see whether Jubilant Food can take a reversal or not. No, then it started coming down, coming down, coming down. Now it is going into loss. Your mind says that where you need to book 2000 rupees profit, you lost the 2000 rupees profit, and again it is at your level. Now it is going down. So it creates panic selling or exiting the position or booking profit kind of things can come. So now the same zone which was acted as the demand zone will be turned as a supply zone now. You try to understand the logic. In this logic again, don't tell me that sir it can be a double bottom, it will take a reversal. No, see, try to look at the market scenario. The complete market is in downtrend in the month of March. So market looking weak. Everywhere there is a fear. Now the panic selling comes, and look at the beauty. The panic selling came, it went and touched the bottom levels. Next, supply demand zone. Now this is acting as supply demand zone. What if it breaks bottom of 1130, 1140? If it breaks this 1130, 1140, then next it will jump to the next level. Where is the next level? Somewhere around here. There is the next level. 970 levels. But fortunately, it started taking a reversal. If you draw a trend line here, yes, I'm trying to add these two. Of course, there is a strong support here. So it tried to take a reversal from the same 1251 and it started going up. Now again it's at supply demand zone. It's trying to cross this. Okay, see, from here it started, so it went up, went up, went up. When it entered into the supply demand zone, this zone is acting as supply zone now, because the profit booking from 1100, 1200 to almost 1600, good rally. Now this is acting as a profit booking zone. The profit booking done almost in the last week. Now let's see how it is going to react. Once if it close above 1675 or 1634, then again it starts going up. See, it's completely an uptrend. Now there is a profit booking. This is called profit booking. Don't think that this is a shorting of market. No, this profit booking, there is a difference. Okay, when I deal with the derivatives kind of things, then I'll explain you, right? So this is how you can use this supply demand zone. I'll try to draw one more than other stock. So what we'll consider, okay, any pharma stock, we'll go with the Divis. Now Divis. Okay, there is a zone. Let's go to horizontal line. Okay, and this is, yes, Perfect. But there is a very small accumulation. If it is big, then it will act as powerful. If it is small, then it acts as weak. Go back and check. Perfect. Last time when the stock rallied from 900 to 1300, almost 40% rally, this is the zone where they booked profit and then it started coming down. Now this zone, whatever the zones are support resistances you are picking up, that will act as lifetime level. Okay, now let's see how it is working at present. Again here it came, started profit booking happened here, but still the stock is bullish, took a reversal and started going to the higher side. This is the next level. It went double top, triple top, could not break the resistance, started coming down, then again took a reversal, went up, profit booking, again started going up. Now slowly it could be able to break this zone and started going high. Now where it is? Yeah, in the last month it came into the same zone, Divi's Lab, same zone, took the support here in the from the supply demand zone and started going high. Now it is trading above to this level. So now this level 21742 to 2246, this level will act as the next support resistance zone. Sir, how to identify this? Is there any way to identify apart from this? Because by experience you can see, you don't need to draw all these kind of lines. By experience, by looking at the chart, you can easily identify that yes, there is a supply demand zone. See this. If you look at this, see, try to break, and it started breaking, went to the next level. So by looking at this you can identify, is there any other way? Yes, there is another way. Usually this I teach to my students who go with the paid classes, but I reveal that secret. Of course, a few of you might be using this. Change the chart to 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, and find out where the high volume is there. And whenever you see high volume, the candle should be either at swing high or swing low. Okay, now see there, red green, the bottom side you can see that, right? This is volume. Okay, you can add it by go to studies and say volume. You can see that here. Right now, perfect. In 1 hour chart you need to find a candle which is having more volume and which is at swing high or swing low. So yes, this is at swing high. This one, no, it is not at swing high. So you need to find a candle which is having swing high or swing low with a good volume. See this one, huge volume when compared to last 1 month, sorry, 10 days, 15 days, huge volume, this red candle. And if you look at this candle, this is almost at swing high, from here to here, swing high, and the condition is it should have a big tail. That means what I am trying to search, I am trying to find a candle which is having a reversal indication, where the price action is more. So this is one candle where the price action is more. This is another candle, right? This we discussed in candlestick formations, candlestick patterns. If anybody missed that, go to the candlestick classes and go through that. Okay, now the stock is in downtrend. There is a reversal with good volume. Good volume indicates the demand came, so buyers entered into the market, price rejection. So now you try to find this candle on hourly chart. Now there is, it's at a swing high. See, even it is at swing high at this level, But look at the volume. Volume is moderate volume, not too high. But here in this case, when compared to last couple of 1 hour candles, the volume is marginally, you can easily significantly see this very high. Now what you need to do, mark this tail. Okay, I try to mark the tail high and low. Again, go back and check somewhere. There it is, one more candle, but the volume is not so great, so ignore. No, there is one more candle, but the volume is not good, ignore. We need volume also. There is one more candle, volume is not good, ignore. There is one big candle, beautiful, again volume is high. Volume is high, it is at swing high. See, as we are going back, now you can see that, sir, this is not the swing high, the stock went up. But if you look at like this, the stock going up, going up, going up, going up, and it made the swing high here. Okay, now any more? So that's okay. Now we go back to daily chart and we see. Can you see that? This is what the supply demand zone we try to draw. Yes or no? Same level. Beautifully. So whenever it breaks this and starts going up, you can go ahead with the zone high price as entry. That means this 1705 as entry with SL of 1687. 1687 with a good confirmation. There is a good confirmation, volume confirmation, and broken. Take a trade, sit calm. Slowly going up, going up, going up, and your target is this, achieved. Again, it reached the same level, went up. That's how you can use this. Will it work for any stock? Yes, it works for all the stocks, all the things. That 1 hour candle is really beautiful. It can give you good supply demand. One more stock, let's see. Let's go back to Bajaj Finance. Bajaj Finance, wow, 1 hour candle. Okay, candle, huge volumes. Oh, this one is good, but okay, let's see. This is okay, moderate volume, this high. So I need a candle where swing high and swing low is having big volumes. There is one big volume candle here. There it is, but it is not a swing high, so ignore. Oh, you can see one candle. Even you can use the same funda in daily chart also. There also it can help you. Perfect. Get this volume. Even here it is there. Big volume, but there it's not significantly correct. There, here it is, perfect candle. Good volume with a good tail. So now mark this one. P1182, almost 100 points. 3018. Yes, almost 100 points range. Now let's go back to daily time frame and see how this level is working. See, see how beautiful it is working. One, two times it acted as resistance, then 2 times it acted as support. Once this is broken, again came to the next level. You can see that if once it breaks 1830 level, then again it goes to next levels. See, that's how you can use the supply demand zones. Okay, especially for positional traders, this is a beautiful concept. You can make good money by using swing trades. I'll explain you in one session what is the use of swing trades. Swing trades can make you good money, and consistently you can make money by using swing trades. Okay, now apart from this, what is the other balance topic today? Supply demand zones, along with that entry, exit and SL. So I hope everybody is okay with this. You just need to mark this level, which will act as a supply demand zone. In this zone, if any stock is there, you are not supposed to trade. No trade in this. Okay, once it breaks on higher side, you go for long. If it breaks on a lower side, you go for the short with at least using 1:2 risk reward. And how to identify the SL? Simple. If you are going for long side, bottom line will be your SL, and if you are going for high side, bottom side, short side, then top level will be your SL. That's it. If somebody is shorting, this is SL. Somebody is going long, then this is your SL. Now let's go back to the most important topic, entry, exit, SL. I'll tell you one secret. It's most of you know this. See, I'm telling this for the I think when the moment I started the sessions after risk reward, I repeated this a lot of times. Trading is a probability game. There is no 100% accuracy. Okay, no sure shot, 100% sure, pakka, this that is all trash. There is a high probability of 70 to 80%. That's it. That is best chance. If any strategy or any kind of work is giving you 70 to 80% of success, then you think that this is a sure shot. That's it. There is no 100% in stock market. No certainty. First point. Second point, as you are going with a probability game, the chances of winning, if the stock is like this, and you know that when it comes to this level it is going to reverse, if you take an entry here, your chances of winning are 70. But if you take an entry here or here, who knows what is your chance? The chances are less when compared to this one. If you are taking an entry at A level, your chances of winning high. But if you are taking an entry at B level or C level, automatically your chances came down. Then again, D level is really good. If it went up to E, so you lost this rally already. The stock moved up, went up. If you are taking here, if your SL is this, then your SL became big. So you are going to book huge loss if it reverses. So in stock market, if you want to win your trade, who is going to decide your trade? Your entry price. Entry is more and more important point in any trade. If you take a good entry, then if you could make a good entry, then forget about the trade. It will deliver you good profit. Even if it gives loss also, the loss is very nominal or which is bearable. Okay, so what I suggest or what I explain every time, see, entry is more important, but at the same time your exit is also more important. I have seen so many people who takes good entry but they don't make good exit. Most of the people, even sometimes me, I am also human. I do mistakes. Even now I do mistakes. So that happens. So how do we identify that? Now let's see. Exit can happen in two ways. One, when you are making profit. The other one, when you are making loss. When you are making profit, if you book it, then it is called as target. And if you are making loss and you want to exit, then we call it as stop loss. So we are stopping your loss. That means, let's suppose if you take an entry at 100 and the stock is going high, it's making new highs, then you want to book your profit, that is called target, which may be somewhere around 120. Okay, and if it is going against you, you will try to book loss, or you try to instead of saying booking loss, I will call in this way, securing your capital. You don't want to lose your 100 rupees because you don't know whether it will go and stop at 90 rupees, 80 rupees or 0. Recent times crude proved us that can go into negative also when it comes to derivatives. So I don't want to bring all those controversies. Okay, so if you are going with a cash, don't tell me that, sir, how it will become 0, the company is going to close. Yes, I have seen few of the shares where they are delisted from the stock market and they became 0. So this can happen. Okay, or if it doesn't become 0, it may become 0.5, 50 paisa, 1 rupee, 2 rupee. What you will do with the 1 rupee? The stock which is trading at 600 levels, 700 levels, I'm sorry to bring the name, Reliance Communication, couple of years back, or maybe 1 decade back, trading at less than 1 rupee, couple of months back. So if someone invested 1 lakh rupee, that became 1 rupee. Who is going to save your capital? Nobody is going to save your capital except you. How? By using stop loss. So if you are making loss, you need to exit somewhere, otherwise you may lose entire capital. So what is that somewhere? That defines your SL. That we call it as SL, stop loss. And now we discuss about how to identify this entry, exit and SL. First of all, exit means profit and loss. Profit is as a target and loss as stop loss. As I told you, entry is more important. And the moment you are taking entry by looking at chart, guys, I'm not talking about fundamental analysis. Don't tell me that is a strong book is very strong, they are having good funds and all. We are traders, especially we are technical analyst traders, we are intraday traders. So I blindly go with the chart. I don't mind Vedanta is having how many funds, I don't mind whether Ashok Leyland is debt free or not. If my chart says that Ashok Leyland broken the support, I exit. That's it, nothing doing. If Tata Steel says that no, I am not comfortable, I am weak on the chart, I am losing my momentum, I am breaking support level, then simply I exit my position. That's it. No more arguments. Tata Steel maybe it may be having good brand and kind of things. No more discussions and arguments. Don't ever try to debate or convince your own trade. Go with the chart. Whatever your chart says, believe in that. That's it. No more discussions, no more arguments. So the moment you take entry, you could able to find where your stop loss is there, where your target is there. As I said, once your stop loss is identified, we are using 1:2 risk reward, right? So obviously our target will become double of this. That we check it up with the price action. If it comes into our system, then we take the entry, otherwise we exit. We don't execute the trade. In fact, we don't at all execute the trade. Now for example, if you are taking an entry, again in trading there are two kinds of systems. One is momentum trading and the other one is pullback trade. Guys, nobody will teach you all these things. Okay, momentum traders are trend followers, pullback traders are known as reversal traders, trend reversal traders. Okay, if what is the difference between these two? If a stock is going up, consolidation is happening, now momentum traders look for a breakout. They want to go up because this is an uptrend. They want to continue the trend and they look for the breakout. Once it happens, they go long and they book their profits. Okay, for this system is different. Pullback traders, once the stock went up and it is hovering at high levels, they wait for the reversal. And when the stock starts falling, they take the entry here and they go for the short side. So you should know what kind of trader you are. If you are taking both, that is good, there is nothing wrong, you can initiate both the trades. So I'll explain for both the people how to take the entry. And SL and exit, more or less exit is common, as we define with the chart base. But entry, I tell you, because momentum traders, they lose entry most of the times. Sometimes, you know, the stock will go more high, sometimes they'll take the entry, but again, because of the consolidation, they may lose momentum, and sometimes it may go and hit the SL and go back. Most of my students, many of the new traders, many of the new people, they send a query stating that, sir, I look for a breakout, I take after breakout with good volume also, but sometimes the stock will come and touch my SL, again it goes up. Why this is happening? And most of the people, they ask me, sir, I took the entry at 90, 100, the stock went up to 105, I was waiting, and then started reversing, so I put a stop loss of cost to cost. It hit my trial SL, then it delivered 120, 130 also. How to avoid these kind of things? So you should know where your exact entry becomes and how to trail your stop loss in a better way. Trailing stop loss is nothing but, let the stock is going up like this, 90 to 100. Now your target is 120. Now let's suppose the stock is going up and went up to 108 and it stopped here, or it's consolidating here. Now where you can trial your SL. So if your SL is 90, if it comes or falls to this level, it doesn't make any sense. Where it is making 8 points profit, from 8 points profit you are losing 10 points loss. It doesn't make any sense. You are not a good trader. So you should use your brain or trading psychology also in this. Okay, then what you can do, you just trial your SL to 100, cost to cost, because you made good money. 8 points move is there already, 8% up move is there, and if you book loss in this trade, there is no other foolish man in this world. I'm sorry to be harsh. Okay, we need to be very clear that now our capital is safe, so we should trial our SL or raise your SL level to cost, so that your capital is safe. Now once it starts going upward, say 112, now what you can do, where the stop is hovering or hanging at 108 level, so now you bring this 107 as trial SL. Don't keep 108 as 108 only. Okay, give some space. Sometimes, you know, the stock will go and give one big momentum, it may come down, it may hit that level and go up. So give some space based on your own chart study. A few people say 0.25%, somebody says 0.5%, somebody, I'll take one more point extra only. Let's suppose if everybody is at 108 and smart traders at 107, I'll go with 106.85, more 15 paisa. It doesn't matter for me. Even if it hits 107 also, I am safe. Sometimes it may hit 106.9. Most of the times my students know, the other people who are trading with me, they know my SL will be saved 5, 10 paisa, 15 paisa, and it delivers that profit. So you should be little smart when compared to others. Okay, now let's go back to the trial SL. So this 107 or 106.85, you can use it as trial SL, and then it goes up, and it may hit 119. Now I'll do one more thing. If it is 120 is my target, then I'll try to book at 119.5 only, because everybody knows that, right? Everybody can see the chart and everybody will be waiting at 120. I don't want with full mass, so I'll book it little bit early, of 20 paisa, 30 paisa bit early, and I'll exit the position. That's it. So these kind of things, it will come by experience. That's how you can trial your SL. So somebody trailing to 107, even if the stock reverses from 112, at least they could able to make 7 points profit. That's how it is going to be helpful. So trial SL is again an art. You should practice it and it can help you. Now first we discuss about entry. Give me 10 minutes guys, not more than that. Okay, how to make an entry. Momentum traders, what they do, they wait for the breakout and then they enter. Now when you are breaking your line, support line or resistance line or supply zone, 2 confirmations you need to take. One, either it may be intraday or positional. One, how is the volume going on? Is it keep on increasing? If it's keep on increasing, volume is coming up, and the breakout candle is giving good momentum, or the trend is good trend, that means big green candle when compared to the previous candles, previous all consolidated candles, and your entry should be just high above this level. Let's suppose it made a high of 97, then you should go for buying only after 97.2. only above to this you should buy. That's how you can avoid the false breakout. Most of the times the stock will go to 97 again and it starts falling down. If it is a good breakout, then it will cross 97.2 and it will go high. Again, there, as I said, there is no 100%. The probability of winning increases. Now, what could be your SL? This big candle is there, right? Just place the SL below to this. Don't take big SL, okay? Especially for the momentum traders, as it is broken the resistance, if you look at for the support will be at very down level, at very low. So don't take this as SL. Just take SL as stop loss as the bottom of this big candle or the low of this big candle, okay? And wait for the target, as the target is defined by 1:2 risk reward, and as by the price action or by using Fibonacci levels, whatever you use. I explained you, right? Fibonacci can be used to book profits. So just draw the levels 1 to 100, and where is your 113.8 or 120 1.237? Look at the percentage, and first target, second target, third target, like that you can define, okay? Now for pullback traders or the reversal traders, they are safe traders, because in momentum traders the SL will be big and this momentum has to be continued. If it is consolidating, like see, I'll show you. Recently we have seen this in Asian Paints. 5 minutes, because I'm talking about the intraday. See, if somebody think that, if anyone is thinking that okay, this broken the support, we short. See, consolidation, took reversal. So momentum traders bit risky, but for reversal trader, he is waiting for a reversal. Once it took the reversal, yes, see, there is a good momentum with a huge volumes are coming. Now this resistance broken, that's a good time you can take the entry. Where you can take the entry, that is at 1519, candle closed at 1522. So above 1522, when the stock is flying above to this level, there you can take an entry with an SL of this big candle bottom, this candle bottom, somewhere around 1507. 1522 is entry, 1507 is the SL. So 15 points. What should be your target? 30 points should be your target. So 1522 plus 30, 1552. 1552, there is your target, okay? 1552 is your target. Started going up slowly. Now this is what I am talking. If once you see this kind of hanging man in live market, we don't know. This is how we see. Okay, good momentum, then hanging man. So we get a feel that this is taking a reversal, and we book your position here. This is what it happens. No, it's not like that. Wait for this big candle, or trial your SL. As I told you, trial your SL to the next big candle. Now keep on holding. Let's see. Going up. Oh, there it hit the trial SL 1537. So there ends the matter. Unfortunately, it hit the trial SL and then it went up and delivered the profit. But this is really good, because you know, if it takes a reversal, then it will come down to your entry price. So it is good to keep trial SL every time. Okay, that's why I say, even if I give a trade in our Telegram channel, I'll mention clearly, safe traders book it here, risk traders trial your SL, because you are trialing your SL means it can happen a less profit trade or it can deliver full profit. Safe traders, this is good time to book 1544, almost 22 points. You missed some 7 points, but that is good. If this is the rare occasion, if it missed, you might have got full profit. Okay, so that's how. This is for momentum traders. You're going with the momentum. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Now if you are a reversal trader, you will wait for the reversal of this candle. Now where is the reversal? No, let's see like this. So it's going up, going up, going up. It started coming down. See, there it is, a reversal. So for the reversal trader, you can take the position just below to your candle in the same way, below to this green candle where it started taking a reversal, short it below to this, and your SL is very small. When compared to momentum trader, reversal trader SL will be very small. There they'll get a good risk reward. Okay, even in this case, see, there is your profit. For a reversal trader, this is a good zone. Short at 1621 with an SL of 1626, hardly 5 points SL, target of 10 points. So 1619 plus 10, 1609. There you got here immediately. Or let's see even here. So reversal traders, risk reward will be beautiful. Momentum trader, once stock is broken the level with good momentum, you should go for entry with just above to the high of the momentum candle. This I call it as momentum candle. Just above to this, you can take an entry with the bottom of momentum candle as stop loss. Okay, target will be 1:2. For pullback traders, you need to find a reversal candle. We discussed single candle, double candle formations, right? So if anybody missed it, go to the candlestick sections and check it up. So you need to find a reversal candle, and if everybody is long but you are waiting to short, once this reversal formed, short just below to this candle with an SL of just above to this candle. Same, but here in this case the trend is continuing, here the trend is reversing. Okay, trend is reversing. What is the best way to design the profit, a target for this? Just draw the Fibonacci levels. This is 1 to 0. Try to find where is your golden ratio of 6.618. That could be your first target. Okay, now let's suppose if somebody is waiting for this. Okay, see, somebody is waiting for this. There is a uptrend going, keep on going, and they find the reversal candle here. Now let's suppose if I draw the Fibonacci levels, there it started, it went up to this level. Okay, what could be my first target? 15.65 could be my first target. 15.64. It came up to this level and it started going up. 1 second. Yeah, it started going down, and at support it started taking a reversal. So if someone might have taken, wait, we'll draw for this candle. If it would have taken a reversal at this level, your target should be somewhere around 1605. Of course it could not come at this level also. Somewhere it came and again it started going up, because the stock is very strong. Okay, now this is, I'm talking about based on candlestick. And if it is coming down, falling down, then if you find any reversal candle at the support, you can take an entry. The best example, Friday I have given a trade on Nifty based on this. 5 minutes at 1 second. Okay. This is one level where I have given a trade here when I see this green candle in live market, because we don't know this can happen, right? In live market I have given a trade here when I see this green hammer at the support line with an SL of this, but it did not touch the SL. It went up to some level, there is a retracement. So trial SL hit at this level, because this is my second second support or resistance, so I trialed my SL to this level, it hit my trial SL. Again it came to entry point, there is a reversal again, hammer at the bottom, so it gave one more entry here with the same SL. Now don't tell me that below this level we can't take. No, yeah, you can take this one also. You don't need to go for this previous, you can take this one also, but being a safe trader I suggest, okay, go with this because there is only few points difference. Okay, now this time, second time, it completely delivered my target. We took 9000 CE at 110 with SL of 100 for the target of 150. 35 points SL, 40 points SL, 10 points SL, 40 points target, and it delivered almost 148.45, I believe. So 48 points we could able to gain in that. I mentioned it as only for study, and in the live market I shared this trade. So that's how you can make a trade. Okay guys, so and booking profits, you can use 1:2, or you can trial your SL, or you can use Fibonacci levels. Stop loss is very important. Use the candlestick bottom or the reversal candle bottom. Sometimes you can use the help of supply demand zones also. See, if you are taking entry here 9027, then your SL can be 8994 based on what kind of trade you are taking. If you are a swing trader, you should use supply demand zones instead of candle. It is better to use supply demand zones. Okay, or you can use 1 hour time frame, 1 hour candle for the reversal kind of things. Okay, now the most important thing I just want to share you, to take an entry, how you can avoid consolidation or false breakouts. When you are taking entry, look for the three things. First one, what kind of trade you are taking? Is it long or short? Are you buying or selling? Second point, is it matching to the stock trend? Is the stock is in bullish mode or bearish mode, or in uptrend or downtrend? Is the stock is in uptrend or downtrend? Third point, how the market is reacting. Overall, how is the market? Okay, so I'll make it in this way. First point is whether you are buying or selling. Second point is whether it is uptrend or downtrend. Third point is how the market mood is. That means, is the market up or the down, or is it in consolidation, range bound? Now I'll tell you. See, if you are going for buying but the stock is in downtrend, then you are going in a wrong direction. You are not supposed to take an entry. If Asian Paints is completely uptrend for past couple of days. Asian Paint is uptrend, is an uptrend. If somebody is looking to short, then it is not the good time. No, because this is an uptrend. You need to wait for a reversal confirmation. No. Okay, stock is in uptrend mode, you should wait. Or if you are buying and the stock is in uptrend, market is down, Nifty is in red color, you are buying a stock and the stock is in uptrend, then your winning chances will come down. Let's suppose if your winning chances are 70, now the chances will become 50-50, because the market is in down mode, weak mode. Anytime the buying sentiment can be damaged here. It can be interrupted by the bears. Okay, if all three are in your direction, you are buying, your stock is in uptrend, market is in uptrend, then you have bright chances to win this trade, 70%. Okay, if you are buying, your stock is in uptrend but Nifty is downtrend, then there is a chances of 50-50. If you are buying, stock is in uptrend but market is flat, Nifty is flat, then your chances of winning is 60%. Okay, the same thing. If you are selling, stock is in downtrend, Nifty is in red, your chances of winning is 70%. No, you are selling, stock is in downtrend, but Nifty is in green, Nifty is in other direction, then your chances are 50-50, because anytime buyers can come into the stock and they may push it up. You are selling, stock is in downtrend, but market is in range bound, then you have chances of 60-60 or 60-40. You can win 60% of the times. But you are buying in a downtrend, especially for the reversal traders, or you are selling and the stock is in bullish mode, then you need to be very careful. You need to confirm that reversal, because as I told you, your SL is very small. For the reversal traders, SL is very small and target is very big, so you can get easily 1:4, 1:5 risk reward. So let's consider it as 1:4. So even if you hit 3 times SL, one time your target can cover all the 3 losses. It doesn't mean that you go blindly, no, because that is completely against to the trend. You need to be very careful and you need to take a favor of Nifty market, extra favor. Let's suppose if you are a reversal trader, you should buy a stock when stock is in downtrend but Nifty is in green, up move. This is for the trend momentum traders, this is for the reversal traders. And if you are selling, then the stock is in uptrend, you are waiting for the reversal and you shorted it, and Nifty should support you, Nifty should be in green. Okay, then only you should do, and you should be very careful. You should take other helps, like by using RSI, whether it went up to 80 level or not, or by checking OI chain, open interest chain, in the, if it is a derivative stock, those kind of things you can use to make it in a better way. Okay guys, so it's almost 1 hour session today, not an issue. Tomorrow is a holiday for market, so take the time, take the benefit of it. I hope I explained everything. I can finish the session in 30 minutes also by saying, okay, candle, this is the candle, go up, go down and all. But I explained everything in a better manner. Each and every point I covered, I believe. If I miss anything, just text me. I'll try to explain you all. Okay. And tomorrow it is going to be a good day, and there are 2 special announcements apart from the sessions. Tomorrow I'm going to share this Nifty strategy and trader psychology also. 2 videos tomorrow, or I'll try to make 1 video. No, I'll separate those 2 videos. One is for Nifty strategy and one is for trading psychology. And tomorrow we have some announcements also in our channel, okay, for the learning purpose and all. So you just prepare for that and practice more. If any doubts you have, please post me. And remember guys, entry is more important as well as exit, but your entry is going to decide whether you are going to make profit or loss. And try to identify supply demand zones. Okay, chalo, see you in the next session.